Hello and good morning, it's Jack and welcome back to Car Mechanic 2021. Story order number 9 I believe. What have we got? Okay, bulk cargo. Here we go. My sister recommended your workshop. Okay, cut a long story short, to keep these videos a bit shorter, everyone can pause and read it. This truck needs to be sorted out. It's got, apart from the engine's crackling and drops in power, can't see any major problems. Can you please look at the suspension? The car's often carrying some load. That's alright, and my sister recommended you. I can't remember who that was, but anyway, you know what? We'll call you, what shall we call you now? We'll call you, Sebastian. Sebastian, yes, we'll fix it for you. We'll take a quick look at this wonderful little car for you, or van as I should say. Truck, van. Looks like a bit of a transit kind of van, doesn't it? But it's not. It's the old, is it the GMC? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's a bit knackered. Look at it. Bit dirty. So what's the butcher's bill, Sebastian? What's going on with it? What? How many pages of what? Eight pages. Oh, that's a lot. Does it start? Please let it start. Let it start. Does it start? No, the engine can't be started. Oh, goodness gracious me! But he said nothing's wrong with it. How do they even get them here if the engine won't even start? I mean, come on. Bit of realism, please. I mean, you know, what do you do? Push it all the way? Huh? What's going on? Still not done any upgrades on the garage yet. I think I'm going to have to. To be fair, I think some of these story orders are going to get more in-depth and a bit more difficult, so we'll have to crack on with that. Right, we've drained... What did I drain the oil for then? What did I do that for then? Hey, what did I do that for? Well, first things first, that's probably going to need replacing that there oil filter. Let's just get that off the straight away, and then let's just put a new one back on if I've got one in stock. Do I have one in stock? Oh, I do have one in stock. Right, because the engine's not going to start, and I really want the engine to start. I want to take it out for it because it's 8 pages of stuff. I want to take it out on a good old test drive. You know what I mean? So I would really appreciate it if this started. So quickest way to often circumvent the old all the other checks is just to put some oil in it. Simple as that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We should be on the money with that. Do I need to check it? A bit of a habit really to check it all the time, but there you go. We will just give it a quick check. We're bang on the money. Okay, will it at least turn over so I can do it? Give it at least a compression test. The engine cannot be started. Alright, well, we can do an electronics test, can't we, on it, because we don't need the engine to start for that. It won't have the OBD scanner port, I'm sure. Alternator's knackered, starter... Okay, there you go. Alternator and starter. Well, I can see the alternator's absolutely goosed anyway. Look at the state of that. Okay, I got the idea. Relays are all good. Fuses are all good. Yeah, alternator and starter. Alternator's here. We can just whack this belt off it. This is going to be a heck of a job, I believe. Okay, so having some difficulty getting to the old bits and pieces I need, but there we go. Roller. Then we're going to take this off. No, we're not. We're going to take... Oh, where's it going now? Oh, this is so annoying. It's sometimes so difficult to get to the bits that you need. That didn't even look orange, did it? But anyway, it needs a bit of lubrication. Okay, let's take this off now. Then we should be able to get the alternator off. And I'm sure there's a couple of those bits that need to be replaced as well. It looked like they did. Let's just have a quick look and see if they actually need to be replaced. Yeah, both of these belts, so well, the belt at least, the 7-time belt V8. Okay, that needs to be replaced as well. So we may as well just do that real quick on the way. Do we have an i6B alternator? We do indeed. And I couldn't repair the other one, it's only at 4%, so that's not going to happen, is it? But then let's get one of these. I don't know if I've got anything in the inventory already. Sorry, inventory in the shopping list. Oops, it would help if you go into here first, Jack, and then you can do the old tab. Let's just get one of these. So chain of thought here is basically just to get it started as quickly as we can, and then hopefully we can diagnose the rest of the faults, or at least the majority of the faults. Did I just put the wrong? I did put the wrong fan on. His fan was 52%. You're not having a new one, Sebastian. We don't do charity here. Well, not often anyway. Okay, then I think we just need to put in this roller down here somewhere. Where's the roller? There we go. It's over there. I think I'm going to end up ripping this radiator out. It's driving me nuts already. 58%. I'm sure that's the one. And then there's one more small one down here. Very fiddly. Okay, so that's the alternator, and it said the starter motor was also goose, so assuming that's going to be underneath. It's not always underneath. Sometimes it's on the. You can only get it from the engine bay, but we'll take a quick shufty at it. Starter motor generally up here somewhere. There we go. There's the starter. What was that at? That was at. Let's just take it off first. It was at 9%. So that's not going to be fixable, is it? What, do we have one in stock? I think we might do. Yes, we do, indeed. Okay, that's good. Okay, so we put oil in, change the alternator, change the timing belt on the way, and we put on a new starter motor. So hopefully that'll at least turn it over. Doesn't need to start, it just needs to turn over. Okay, we're in business. Jeepers creepers. Cheap. Went on forever, that, didn't it? Oh my goodness me. Well, whilst we're here, let's just run. We don't have the OBD. No, we don't have that. We ran the electrics already. Let's just check the tyres whilst we're here. Let's just see if anything needs doing on the tyres. Let's just see if we can get that list populated as much as possible. I don't even know what the percentage fix is on this car, but I never do I? I never check that first. Never check it. Okay, let's have a quick look and see what we've got on the old 58%. Okay. So what's the other check we can run on it is we could actually run, done that, is a fuel pressure test. And I think the engine actually needs to, yeah, at least turn over for this as well. Oh dear me, there's quite a lot wrong with it. But it did also say check the suspension. So we've populated a lot, you know, at least the first 2 pages. I'm sure we're going to find more as we go down into the engine, but as you can see here, crankshaft, okay, that's major. That's, you know, major overall. Fuel filter, fine. Fuel pump, no. Piston rings, that's you know, dropping the engine out, or at least not dropping it, but a lot needs to be fixed here. Could be, yeah, and also all the caps, the crankshaft caps and the end caps. So I'm sure that's going to need a lot doing. So I'm going to start breaking this down. I'm going to do a time lapse on it, so, you know, save you guys some of the heartache. Any new parts you find on the way, obviously they'll be in the shopping list, and I'll highlight those as well. Oh, sorry, there we go. Back in the room again. Oh, need to take off the drive shaft. So basically what, oh dear. What I'm saying right now is that we've done quite a lot of, found quite a lot of stuff. Oh goodness gracious me, is that going to come off at all? And then Sebastian said there's not much wrong with this vehicle. If he said, you know, it's crackling a little bit and losing a bit of power, but he didn't say anything major with it. Well, I think he's a bit mistaken there, to be fair, because there's a list as long as my freaking arm. 8 pages of things wrong. And the reason I'm taking the gearbox off, obviously, is to get to the. I don't need to take this off. I just want a quick look at the clutch plate. Looks actually okay, but I'm not sure about the flywheel behind it, or maybe that's the crank that's sticking out the back. Oh no, there you go. Clutch plate is actually knackered as well. So that's something else to add to it. I think the flywheel looks actually okay. I'm sure it does. Okay, so we're going to be able to take out the crankshaft now, which is wonderful. And just to give you a quick, goodness me, swinging around a bit. Just to give you a quick update where we are. Look, 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 look. A lot of this stuff already found. Crankshaft bearings we found when we took off the out the pistons, ignition distributor cap, and the rotor. Ignition wires with dodgy piston rings, blah 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 blah. Piston with conrod, and then also the rocker arms rod caps. So there's a lot going on, and spark plugs, valve push rods. And all this stuff I'm assuming is going to be, you know, to do with the running gear, because he said, you know, it was there was quite a few wrongs, quite a few things wrong. He didn't say there was much wrong. What he did say is it carries a lot of weight and he uses it for work. So, you know, sometimes there's a little bit of some clues in the description of what the owner wants doing and what he's telling you. So I'm assuming that's what the problem's going to be. Anyway, I've stripped it down, which is all nice. You can see a lot of this is also going to be knackered as well. You can see straight away a lot of this is going to need to be replaced, but let's get the engine done first. Now not all the pistons need to be replaced, and one of the first things I'm going to do is just go away and just see what I can fix. Basically, I know we can't fix pistons, but we should be able to fix quite a bit of the gear we've got now. Carburetor, for example. Hang on, let's not run away with ourselves. We don't need to fix that, do we? No, we don't, but we do with this crankshaft bearing. That needs to be fixed. Well, that's a difficult one to do. Oh, we managed to get it. Okay, I think they're... let's just repair that to 100%, may as well do. I think they're all good. That all looks good. I'm not going to fix what doesn't need to be fixed. I'm not spending my hard-earned coin on Sebastian. Okay, that looks about it then. So what we do need is, first off the bat, is where we need 2 pistons. So I'm just going to basically go into our wonderful... oops, sorry. Go into our wonderful list here, because we do need piston rings. I'm going to replace them all. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're all knackered anyway. And piston with conrod. I just want to make sure which ones it is in the engine. I don't think it's all of them. It's 3 of them. Okay, so it's only 3. So we just need 3 pistons. So let's just go in there and quickly get some pistons, and then let's build up that bottom end as quick as we can. So rings I need all of, so I'm going to get all 8 for those. Yep, that's good. And then piston with conrods, I think it was just 3 that we needed to replace, and if not, then we've just bought an extra one, so no worries there. The crank I wasn't able to fix, so the first off the bat we need a new crank, so let's just figure out which one that is. Okay, it's that one. So we add that one, and then we just find that one here, crankshaft. That's that, 180 credits. Thank you very much. Get that one in. Perfect. Now we're just going to drop the pistons in, and I'm going to give you a few tips when you're rebuilding an engine, especially on a customer vehicle. I'm just going to give you a couple of tips of what I actually... sometimes I don't put all the parts back from the ones I took off the car. It just takes too much time, and sometimes I just cannot be bothered. So this one needs to go back from one of the ones that was already in. So that's going to be one of those. I know it's going to get new piston rings, that's fine. This one needs to be 100%er, because it's bluey colour, or cyan, magenta, whatever you want to call it. And remember from previous videos, if you don't put those in the right place, you won't get the tick mark. You can't mix and match the parts here. Of course, if you're replacing all of them, it doesn't make any difference whatsoever, but we're not replacing all of them, are we? So it does make a difference. And then we just need to... I think it was it only 2 pistons? I think... hang on. Did I put 200%ers in there? I don't think that looks like 100%. Nope, I do beg your pardon. I do beg your pardon. I wasn't doing what I preach, was I? That's it. There we go. So I thought it was 3 pistons, and that one also needs to be a new one in there. Okay, then we're good. And then we just shove these back in, and they can go in as they were. And then we're just going to double check to make sure we've got all the pistons in, not in the in the correct order, basically, that we've got those tick boxes where we need them. So let's just have a quick look at this. Pistons are done here. They're both ticked, which is good, and that one's ticked as well. So absolutely perfect. So we can go ahead and put the cylinder heads back on, and then once I've got this on, I can show you a little tip. For the price of what it's worth of checking to see which ones need to be replaced and which ones don't, there's 8 push rods on this engine per cylinder head. So you've got 16 push rods, okay? And they need to be fitted into these little bad boys here, okay? So there's 16. So if you have a quick look at the butcher's bill here, we just need to take a look at these, not the rod caps, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it's not all on one side. What I actually do is, for the price of these, I generally, let me just uncheck these pistons. I don't like it when it's always showing up in the engine. What I do with these is I literally go and get 16 of them. They're so cheap. They're 5 credits each. And I don't have to worry about which position has to go where and if it's blah 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 and all that rubbish. I mean, for 64 credits, it's just not worth it in my opinion, time-wise. I just want to put all these back in, and then we should be good. So let me get on with these, put all these back in, and then we'll talk about the rocker covers. Okay. Okay. These engines in particular are one of the most timely ones to build because they have so many rocker arms, as I should say, not rocker covers, rocker arms, and also the push rods. But these are around about 15 a piece, I think. So if we just have a quick look and see how many we need to replace. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6, 7. 6. 6 even. Those I will be inclined to buy 6 new ones and mark on the ones, by identifying the ones that actually need to be replaced. Otherwise, you are going to start to mount up, quite a big bill at 15 a piece. It's not like 5 a piece like the push rods were. So for these, it's actually worth replacing, the ones that need to be replaced at 100%. And what I've just done there, did you see, because I was talking too much, I've just put that one in at 100%, and it shouldn't be, because that one's not required at 100%. So let's just do the ones that are needed to be at 100% first. Okay, so that's one of these. And I'll just crack on with that, and then we'll come back. Sounds like a plan, eh? Okay, so now we've done all the ones that needed to be replaced. We're just going to double check to make sure we've got them all in the right position. So all the rocker arms now are done. There's none that are red, which means we've got all the ones that needed to be 100%, 100%. And now what we're going to do really quickly is just rebuild the rest of the engine up the top half, and then we'll start on the other bits and pieces. Okay, back in the room. I don't know if you saw that on the time lapse that I still didn't get one of those rocker covers, the rocker arm, sorry, correct. I still missed one, and I had to go back and fix it because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I only bought, yeah. So I screwed up there. again. Never mind. Not to worry. Now we're going to come to the spark plugs. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spark plugs that need to be replaced. And if we look at spark plugs in the old shop, they're not that cheap. Oh, yes they are. What am I talking about? 6. You know, bollocks to it. We need 8, I believe. We're just going to replace all these. I can't be bothered looking at each one and going, oh my, does that one need to be replaced? Just get them all in replaced. I mean, what's it going to be? I had to replace 5 or whatever it was anyway, didn't I? Or 6, whatever it was. So let's just get these in. And I've got to get the new wires for it, but then we should be good to go. That should be the top end rebuilt. Got an air filter on the way. That was also dodgy. I had some bits and pieces in stock already in terms of the distributor. The only thing is, I didn't put 100% on that distributor. I put a second-hand part on. I'm just wondering, did it register? Maybe it didn't need to be. I thought it did. Or was it just the cap? Oh, it did it. Okay, it was just the cap and the rotor. Okay, then we're good. And then we need these ignition wires, which are here. So let's just add those to the shopping list. We're already in the electronics shop anyway, and so let's get these done and on. Let's just make sure all the spark plugs registered. They should have been. They're all 100%, so there shouldn't be any issues there at all. They're all done. Okay, then I think we're probably good. Let's just we can't do that just right now. What did I miss on the top half of the car? I think we're good. I think we're probably good there. Okay, so then we can rebuild this little baby now. Let's get the camshaft in. That was good. I think we need a cam gear. I think, was it the cam gear that was dodgy? 17%. We've got a new one here. So yeah, that was dodgy as well, if I remember rightly. I also think the timing chain was also a little bit damaged. Well, yeah, it was 14%. And luckily I've got a lot of these parts in stock, so I've been doing some other bits and pieces on cars. 52%, that's good. Okay, let me continue rebuilding this up, and then we'll crack on with the rest of the jobs. Okay, let's just crack on with what we have to do on the bottom end of the car now. Oh, not parts discovered. Let's go back to the beginning. Page 1. So we need crankshaft bearing caps, fuel pump we can ignore for now, and then we also need the rod caps. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think it was just 3, yeah, all 3 of the crankshaft bearing caps. So we can go and sort that out, I think. So let's get it up on the ramp and get those repaired, or at least replaced, as I should say. I'm not sure what I've got in stock on these, but let's have a quick look and see if we can do it without buying any. So first things first is it's funny how you've got to come away from. Oh, that's quite annoying. Oh, that's because we're not in fix mode. Oh yeah, I've got loads of these, loads and loads. Okay, so we just need to replace all of these, and then we can put the sump back on, and then we can start diagnosing the rest of the parts. I'm pretty sure it's going to be just like I said before, suspension and steering and all that stuff. And once we've got those identified, then we can just get those replaced and get it out the door. Oh, I've got loads of these as well. I am taking the time to get the right ones in the right place on this time, he says. Hopefully. And I think it was 4 of these, wasn't it? So there's the other 2 here. We're just going to do a quick double check to make sure we've got them all. But I think we have. See how tedious this can get? So, rod cups are all done. Excellent. There was only 4 of those, and then the crankshaft ones were also done as well. Yeah, we're good. So we can take these off now. So we don't highlight them all. Okay, okay. Let's just get these quickly on. And again, I'm putting the... I need as much money as I can get right now, and I'm probably going to have to do some other jobs before I can start some of the other bigger story jobs, I think. I don't know if any of you watched the last episode where I needed to buy the freaking paint booth. No, we don't want to put that one on. Yeah, had to shell out 15 grand to complete the job. That wasn't that much fun. Okay, where's the last one? There's one more hiding somewhere. Am I going blind? Oh, there it is. I knew there was one more because there's another 52% here, 56% or even. And then we can put the oil pan was good, wasn't it? I think it was. Yeah, that was fine. So that should be all the orders done. Oh, let's get the flywheel back on whilst we're down here. That was 53 because it was the clutch plate, I believe, that was dodgy. I think it was this one that was broken. It was at 10%, so I'm going to put a new one on there. And the pressure plate should have been good. Yep, it was. And then the release bearing, gearbox, drive shaft. I'm just going to double check before I put the drive shaft back on. I can put the gearbox in, and it needs a new starter, which we replaced at the beginning of it, if you remember. I've got a new gearbox there, brand new gearbox. I could sell some of that for a bit of cash, couldn't I? Or maybe that's for another car I've got. Yes, I think it is. I think I've got the Stingray in. Okay, we replaced that earlier just to get the damn thing turning over. Before I put that drive shaft on, I know I'm not quite finished, but I just want to make sure that there's nothing dodgy that I need to replace here. Maybe another back axle or something. And that would be silly if I've got to then take the drive shaft off again, wouldn't it? So we're just going to check this to see. It's does it actually pick? Oh, but you see we're populating that list already with all the other stuff that's outstanding. So this here, let's just go into normal mode. This here, which is the rear drive axle, did that get added? Oops, did that get added? It'll be under R, won't it? Part not discovered. There's still lots of parts not discovered, so I don't think the rear drive axle, I think that's good. Oh no, hang on, was that it there? Oh, that's just a knuckle housing C. Okay. Then I think we should be good just to drop this for now. Make sure we've got all the engine parts sorted out. I think we should be good. We need to put a little bit of oil in, I think. Will be good. So let me top up the fluids and then we'll crack on. Oh my goodness me, it caught me out, didn't it? I did. Ugh. I was just checking to see. Oh, that was a pain. Never mind, what's done's done. Okay, that caught me out. I thought I was being clever. I thought I'd drained it already, but obviously I didn't. Okay, not to worry. I hate it when that happens. Okay, we're nearly done. Any of you got any comments of how I can make these videos shorter, maybe more time-lapsing? I don't know, but sometimes I think just watching time-lapses gets a bit boring, a bit mundane. But anyway, you know, drop a comment. Here we go, here we go. And then I believe all we've got left then is the radiator to fill up with some coolant. Yes, yes, indeed. Okay, so all we're going to do now is do a quick manual inspection to see if we can find any other outstanding bits and pieces. I mean, some of them are quite obvious of what's actually wrong with it. I mean, you can see, you know, when we did the engine bits and pieces, you could see some of the suspension and arms and stuff were dodgy. Again, this does take a little bit more time, but sometimes I think it's quicker than going to the test track. Okay, well, it doesn't look too bad. Some bits and pieces being found, but not everything. And we did most of this back end before, didn't we? I think. Oh, some suspension over here needs to be done. Of course, we haven't checked the brakes or anything. But we can take it out on the test track, of course. Let's just check the exhaust real quick. I think that looks actually okay. The exhausts are good. So it seems to me like we're going to have suspension, I think. Looks a bit dodgy here. Maybe something in there. Maybe the wheel hub bearing. Certainly the sway bar here is dodgy. Certainly some of these rubber bushings are dodgy. Let's just see what we actually added and what's still left on the butcher's bill. Yeah, we've still got a few pages left. Oh, wheel hub bearings it did find. Okay, so I think the easiest way to do this now is to take it out on the old test path. I think that's going to be the quickest way. Of course, I can start dismantling everything, but let's take it out there and see what's what, see what we find. So let me take it out there, and when we come back, we'll see what we find. Okay. Yep, as you can see, we've got a lot of stuff wrong. We've found a lot of things wrong on the old test track. So we might have everything. Oh, just one word of note. I did need to put the old fuel pump in before I could take it to the track, because I forgot that, just so you know. Okay, so let's have a look and see if we've got everything that we need. I think we probably have. Okay, all the brakes, front springs, front sway bar, yeah, leaf springs, the U-bolts, rear axle housings, rubber bushings, a lot of rubber bushings, and the small rubber bushings, wheel hub bearings, part not discovered, part not discovered. Okay, well, we're going to crack on now. I'm going to go and buy all the parts, and I'll put this into pretty much, yeah, the bin after that, because I'm so sick of this damn car. It's taken forever. Anyway, let me crack on with getting the rest of this repaired, and as soon as I find out what the other bits and pieces are that I haven't yet found, I'll make a note of that. Okay. Okay, we've still not found the missing 2 additional bits. I've just taken everything off the pretty much everything off the front end, suspension wise. I'm just wondering if it's these bushings in here, because the overall of that was rubber bushing 5%, but I don't know if that was already discovered. This one's good here. The other one's good on the back of this, and the back of here is also good. Maybe they're in these. Tire looks, I mean, yeah, I mean, we're still missing. This part here, and this part here. So now to crack on with the back end. Okay, then we'll just crack on, and hopefully we'll find it. Okay, well, I've just taken off all this back end here, and we had 2 parts not discovered before, and now we only have 1. So I think it was one of the bolts, U-bolts, or one of the small rubber bushings that wasn't discovered before. I wasn't keeping track. You can go back and look, but you see, before we had 2 here, 1 here and 1 on the previous page. So that's actually now, that's found. So I'm just going to actually keep just recording on this bit, because I just want to see if it's the same on this side, because there's 1 more missing, and I didn't catch to what it actually was, what it added to the list, unfortunately. You see, because this is saying, you see that small rubber bushing doesn't have a value, or does it? Oh, of course it does, 10%. Of course, I'm looking at the wrong place, and that does too. So if they're already registering down there as 10%, then I'm assuming they've already been found. So it can't be these that need to get added. Let me just double check to see if that's actually added anything to the. No, still not discovered. Strange. I should have kept an eye on what it was, but I just wasn't immediately obvious. So that's a 2%. So that's also been recognised as being dodgy. Also that. Leaf springs at 10%. Ah, it's this shock absorber. I didn't find that, so it must have been shock absorber B. I bet that's populated now. I bet that it's the 2 shocks that are dodgy then on the back, which will come under S, I guess. Okay, it was these 2 that were missing, because I bet we've got everything discovered now. We do, yeah. Okay, so just a little bit of thought process. It didn't find the shock absorbers. Oh, because the shock absorbers, I guess, you only find on the actual test path and not the test track. The one that I don't have, you know, this test track over here, test path, sorry. The one that I didn't want to get yet. Where are we? Because it's 10 grand. There you go. Anyway, so we found everything. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and buy all the bits and pieces. You can see what was missing. You know, parts to fix. Page 1. You've got page 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So you can pause the video if you want to remember, or you know, keep your own record of what was dodgy. So anyway, I'm going to crack on now. I'm not going to even time lapse this. It's going to take me at least another 15-20 minutes to put it all back together, and then we'll come back, get rid of the vehicle, and see if we get how much coin we get out of it for good old Sebastian, lying person that he was, saying there's not much wrong with the vehicle. Anyway, I'll see you shortly. Okay, so just a quick one before I go into the whole repair mode here. If you quickly look at the inventory, a good way to pick all your shopping list is, first of all, look at your shopping list, first of all. First of all, how many times do I want to say that, Jack? Just get rid of everything out of here. And then go into your inventory. Everything this is by arrival, everything's just taken off the car. So I'm going to need 1 of these. Okay, I know I need 4 of these, because it did say 4. 1 of these, 1 of these, 1 of these, 1 of these. I've got plenty of bushings, I think. And this, and this, and some more of this. And literally, by doing it this way, you're pretty much only getting what you really need to get. I mean, bushings are one thing. I just have a stack of bushings generally. I think that I've got to obviously rebuild up these wishbones, but I'll do that in shortly. Let me just get on with these, and there's the discs as well. I need ventilated disc here. Need 2 of those. And then I kind of have an idea of where all the stuff that I was buying stops, because all of this was kind of for the engine itself. So I should have now a pretty good shopping list of everything that I need to go to the store with and buy. So that's what we need, apparently. So I'll get those and rebuild everything up. Okay, we're back in the room. The only things we've got left to do now is the shock absorbers, and I've just gone and bought some bits and pieces for the front shocks. And I'm sure most of you know how to do this. You just need the 3 components to put together, put them on the string puller, take them off. So basically, no, we don't want to separate, we want to join the parts together, and we want this one, this one, this one. You just have to make sure you've got the right pieces of equipment to do the job, and then put them back on the car. It's as simple as that. And now this should be extremely straightforward. Everything's here. I've rebuilt everything, no major issues. And then we have the New shock absorber. Also for this one. And then, if we just take a quick look, all green, 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 green. Change oil, green. Other tasks, change all that bollocks, green. Finish order, 7,000. Not great, but you know what? It wasn't too bad. 7,000. I mean, okay, not fantastic considering how long it took to do all those jobs. But anyway, we are done now. We are done. So that was a long one. I do apologise. It's going to take some splicing and dicing together because I know it's an extremely long video, and also my audio was off for some of the time again. Anyway, thank you so much for dropping by. Really appreciate it. Stay tuned for more videos. I'm going to be doing a giveaway in the next week or two on a Steam key for a specific game, which I will not say any more about. You'll have to wait and see and watch. But thank you so much for joining and watching me and listening to me. Drop me a sub, drop me a comment. It really helps me out. And Jack's out. See you soon.